think you use that sometimes, proud of your players. Really delighted with the level of performance I got for the players there. It's been a hard 2 weeks, because as I said, I think coming into this split, we were in really good form. I'd said that in my press yesterday or Thursday, that on the last 4 games we're sitting top of the table in terms of the bottom 6 teams. We did let our performance levels go down against Hibs, and it's been a 2 weeks working on stuff that we can get better to make sure we bounce back with a result at Tynecastle. And everything we worked on, everything we've done, but more than that, the mentality of the side, the spirit, everything that we showed today in abundance, got us that result, and I'm hugely proud of the team for doing that.
Players left everything on the pitch, they were dropping like flies.
I think sometimes you see in matches that players are cramping up or whatever for, maybe fitness levels, whatever. That was the exact opposite there. And I'd asked the players before that, but I know them. They're such an honest, hard-working group to leave everything on the pitch and to make sure they go over and above for their teammates. And I think you've seen a team that did that today. So to come here and to get that performance and to get that result, as I say, I'm hugely proud of them.
Psychologically, what does getting out of that second space do?
To be totally honest with you, and I said to the boys when I came into the dressing room there, some of them went to go on their phone. I don't want them going on their phone. I don't know the results now. I just want to focus on my own team. And I said that, I know it's cliche, but we'll go game by game. We're coming to Tynecastle to try and pick up points. We've now got a game against Motherwell at home, which is our full focus. It's important we rest the boys up after that, and then we tackle that next game. And if we continue to do it in that manner, we'll see where we are at the end.
Simon will obviously get all the credit for the goal, but the guys at the back, it was a clean sheet, which I've not many of this year. It must be really pleasing.
I think I've said that. I'm on record as saying that. That this season we've had a lot of adversity in terms of injuries, and particularly injuries to senior players. Particularly Joe's missed 31 appearances for me this season. So, and if you add Clark Robertson's, your Jordan McGee's, Trevor Carson's, but once they're back, and you see the level of performance that we get in a defensive sense from that, and also in the back of that, you start seeing more of the, the Mulligans, the Adewumis, the Camerons, your talented players, but their contribution since they've come back in, particularly Big Joe and Clark today, I thought were solid. But it's a team that put in that performance today, and as I say, I'm hugely proud of them because every one of them, gave over and above for their teammates.
Maybe surprised if you see Portales in a kind of new position.
Yeah, but we've spoke with Tony. As I say, you had a practice match in between that 2 week period. We're looking at things, and we identified something in Tony that he could play that position as well. So we've got players competition for places. There you get Mo Silla can play. You get Scott Fraser now coming back into play it. But I thought Tony equipped himself really well, and particularly coming away at Tynecastle, you need that solid base, and I think he showed that. But I don't want to, I've mentioned a couple of players that was a team performance today, a hugely important team performance where everybody, as I say, I'd asked them before the game, I'd asked them during that 2 week period to put everything, leave everything on the pitch, and go over and above for your teammates. And I think you've seen a team that done that.
Do you think? Oh, sorry, I was going to say, the things you mentioned working on after Hibs, what were those that you saw carried out today?
Just to be that wee bit more solid, be solid out of possession, and we're a really transitional, good counter-attacking team. You've seen that in loads of performances, but to give us the opportunity to capitalise on that, you need to have that really sound defensive unit as well, which I thought we were today. I think as the game progressed, you've seen Hearts are a good side, and they've got really good players you need to stop, and I think the way they started the game, they were getting into good areas. I think as the game went on, you started seeing them crossing from deeper, which is easier to defend, and I think that was down to our organisation, but more than that, our mentality and our will to control the game when not in possession.
Thank you.
Good man. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.